What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here if you're new to the channel. I make daily Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Steve Clifford's comments after the game, after Charlotte Hornets get blown out by the Grizzlies. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm not going to talk about that game. That game is one of those games where it's every game, essentially, at this point. LaMelo Ball plays pretty well. Everybody else plays terrible, and that's really how it goes. I mean, Cody Martin came back. It was good to see. He played way too many minutes, and I'll probably talk about that in another video. But today, I just want to talk about Steve Clifford's comment. So after the game, he mentioned that he was asked why the young guys aren't playing, and he was just like, oh, well, they had their chance, and some were good, some were bad. And the thing is about that is, who are you? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying James Bouknight is some guy who came in and lit up the world and then got taken out like last year. Last year, I thought he played pretty well, just still didn't get minutes. I'm not saying Kai Jones is someone who came out and just showed out and then deserves all these minutes. Mark Williams, and the thing is, outside of James Bouknight, Kai Jones and Mark Williams both had games where they were really good and still not getting the minutes for it. Mark Williams is now. And Nick Richards played last night, so I don't know if that's an injury thing or they're trying to bring him back easily. I'm not sure. But Kai Jones had a game where he played very well. Now, he's had more games where he played bad than he played very good or very well. But it's just, what don't make sense to me is why, like, for example, Hornets were getting blown out all night last night. Why is Cody Martin playing 20 minutes and then you have guys come off, Bryce McGowan's get 5? You're down by 30. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I think that's kind of similar to what James Bouknight was getting frustrated at last year, where there were games where the Hornets would be down by 30 with 10 minutes left. And I know that you can make a comeback, but geez, like, the team is stale. You know, there was times where the game wasn't going anywhere. The team wasn't doing anything. Down by 38, 9 minutes left, and they still have LaMelo Ball at that time. Miles Bridges, Terry Rozier, all those guys in. Just take them out and put in James Bouknight and see what he can do. Didn't want to do that. And didn't want to do it again last night. It's just frustrating. I don't know how good he expect these rookies to be when you continuously. So we see all the time NBA players, depending on who they are, they have a tough time going from A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B. And that means like getting minutes, not getting minutes, starting, not starting. We see it all the time that some players truly struggle. And we're talking vets. We're not even talking rookies or second-year players or anything like that. We're talking vets, guys who's been in the game 7-8 years, but you take them and continuously flip them between starting. Some people can do it, some people can't. And that doesn't mean the people who can't are bad, but you know what I mean? It's they struggle with it. Nothing wrong with that. How do you expect these guys who are under 22 years old, 23 years old, and who really haven't gotten minutes in the first place? So it's not like at one point they were getting minutes and then now minutes are dead. It's just, how do you expect these guys to get better? So that's what I would like for him to elaborate on. If he's saying get better as in they don't look good in practice, they got a bad attitude, this, that, the other, fine. I still kind of don't like it, but fine. And I only don't like it because of where the team's at. If the team was even 500, I 1,000% get it. We suck, so I don't get it. But if they're like I said, bad players in the locker room or whatever, fine. But if you're just saying they're bad because they're not playing well, look at them. You don't give them any minutes. And you're constantly flip-flopping them through the G League. Like I said, we're down by 30. They don't get any minutes. What are they supposed to do? They have guys who are playing worse. Like Terry Rozier has been terrible outside of that game. The game right before the Grizzly game. I forgot what game we lost. The Laker game at home. Terry Rozier has been horrible. And so you're telling me that you're not holding the same standard. And that's my biggest issue with Steve Clifford. I talked about it before, like in a video like 2 weeks ago, but he's not holding the same standard for these guys who are coming up, who are starting, are terrible. Gordon Hayward has been horrible. Now, outside of his injury, he's been terrible. He can't stay healthy. He looks like a shell of himself. It's just something's up with him. And yet you still continuously go out there and play him. Kelly Oubre, hurt hand. And you have 6 able guys off the bench you could bring in. Well, you got James Bouknight and Bryce McGowan who could kind of maybe fill those roles or move, Jalen McDaniels, whatever. There's a lot of things you could do. But Kelly Oubre should not have been playing even if his hand hurt a little bit. Because at the end of the day, 1, that's a trade asset. 2, if you have one chance, if you want any chance of winning, playing your guys 40 minutes when your star player is out is not going to help. You gotta wait for everybody to get healthy. And I know it would be like a short-term loss for a long-term gain, but that's something you have to take. That's a risk you have to take considering where you are with this team. So it's just nothing makes sense with this team. I like Steve Clifford to an extent. I mean, his minutes are really bothering me, but I like him to an extent because he does hold players accountable. Like the fact that he even said that, it's holding some players accountable. But you're picking at the wrong guys, in my opinion. Go talk to PJ Washington. Go talk to LaMelo. As much as I love LaMelo, he's not my favorite because it was Miles, but now LaMelo is my favorite player on the team. Go talk to LaMelo. LaMelo takes horrible shots. He makes them. He's looking really good, but he takes horrible shots. Go talk to him. And the reason I say that is I'm not saying, you need to blame these guys, but what I'm saying is you're telling these young guys, hey, y'all not getting minutes because you're not playing well, but then you got Terry Rozier going 3 for 18. Doesn't make any sense. You got Kelly Oubre. He would go 3 for 18. Mason Plumlee. He's looked a lot better as of late, for sure. Very consistent this year. But at times in the season, he would play terrible. Wouldn't get pulled. PJ played horrible sometimes. Didn't get pulled. So it just doesn't make any sense. You're not holding the same quota for everybody, and that's the most frustrating part about it, is that not only do we suck, but it feels like we can't just even get the small little details right as far as a lineup or consistency of any kind. And Steve Clifford said something, and I mentioned this in my last video. Well, my last video talking about Steve Clifford. He mentioned that every 20 games or so I'll adjust the lineup. You haven't done that at all. It's the same 5 you've been running, same 5, and it just doesn't make any sense. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I just don't know what to do with these Steve Clifford minutes. I kind of didn't want to talk about it. I really just talked about it, but that was based on his action, and this is more so based on something he said. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention, that it's just insane. That I get it, they're not that good. I get it, I 100% do, but you're 10 and 29. You're not going anywhere. And as of right now, we don't even know if you're going to make any trades. Your best viable trade, your best trade asset is hurt. So I have no idea what you plan on doing, but let me know what you think once again down in the comment section below. Sorry for the rant, but that's just, I just had to say it. So peace.